This story is called The Creature. It was a cloudy day in the city. In the news it had been said that soon there would be a stronger storm than they were used to. Harry had been listening to the news while looking worriedly out of the window at the sky with his cup of coffee. He felt that day was going to be different. He didn't know why, but he began to feel an intense pressure on his chest. He was worried. On the way to his work, he realized that the clouds had strange shapes. They looked somewhat rough, and strangely it seems that they had their own life. You could see clouds of different colors. Harry thought it was a beautiful landscape. When he arrived at the hospital, the place where he works, he noticed that in the emergency department there were already injured people. They even raved nonsense phrases about something approaching, and that had caused the accident. Harry continued to attend to emergency patients until out of nowhere an old woman appeared next to him, asking him to please listen carefully to what she had to say, without interruption. "Look," she started saying, "I've been watching you for a long time to see if I chose the right person to do a mission." "What are you saying? Were you spying on me?" "Don't interrupt. I have chosen you to fight what is coming. You have a great heart, and you are brave. I am going to give you this ring that will keep you safe from the creature that is coming. I have been waiting for this day for a long time." "What are you talking about? Which creature?" "The ring will give you powers, the ones you imagine. Just be careful. You must not lose it. The creature has powers and is capable of transforming into the person it wants. That's why it is so scary. You will only be able to identify it thanks to the color of his violet eyes. So you should be aware of any problems. Promise me you are going to stop the creature, please." "So, are you telling me that I'm going to be like a superhero?" "Yes. Please promise me. You are going to help us." "Whoa. Okay, I promise. Thank you for trusting me." After that conversation, the old woman left the emergency room like this conversation never happened. Hours later, the storm worsened, and it was known that more injured people were going to arrive in an ambulance. These patients told that they had been attacked by the man with violet eyes, who had approached them out of nowhere asking for the time, and that out of nowhere he saw something and he got out of control, and started attacking everyone there. In that moment, Harry realized that they had been attacked by the creature, and that the time had come to use the ring to defeat the creature. But he was scared, and convinced himself that he was not going to make it. He was not going to be able to save the city. The idea that he had to fight with a being out of this world made Harry very nervous, and he decided to go for a walk. During the walk he was thinking about that the old woman told him, and that he should have rejected the proposal, but at that moment Harry saw that someone was robbing the bank. This time it was a woman with wavy hair. Harry stared at the scene in surprise. Just as the woman looked at him, he realized that she had violet eyes. He was going to escape, but something stopped him. He felt like the ring wouldn't let him go. Then he felt that he had to do something. He decided that as the first power he was going to wish that nobody recognized him while fighting against the creature. After this, he approached the woman with violet eyes, and told her to stop so that there were no problems, but the woman ignored him. Harry continued to insist until the creature pushed him very hard, causing him to fall a few meters further. At that moment, thanks to the ring, he became invisible, and he got closer to the woman. And when he got close enough, he tried to catch her, but the woman realized it and stopped him by taking his arms. And Harry had to undo his power, running out of protection. The creature at that moment transformed in front of his eyes into a tall man like those who practice wrestling. He took Harry by the shoulders, holding him immobilized, and looked him straight in the eyes, as if he were looking for something in his memory. At that moment Harry got fed up, and decided to start fighting. From one moment to the next, he created fireballs with his hand and threw them at the creature, and it threw lightning bolts at him. They were fighting, and people were surprised that a hero had come to save them. It seems that at any moment Harry was going to defeat the creature, and it seems that he was going to surrender, and Harry was already gaining confidence. In fact, thanks to the ring, Harry was going to make the creature fade away, but when he was going to release power, the creature transformed again, this time into Harry's mother. Our hero was disconcerted when he saw his mother, since she had died a few years ago, and he felt at that moment that he was going to make his mother disappear. The creature took advantage of that and took Harry and pushed him towards a tree causing the ring to fly off. Harry was on the floor, devastated, and realized that he was no longer anyone, and that he could die right there. He no longer had the help of the ring, and he was too hurt to continue fighting. The creature was already determined to end Harry's life, so that he would now continue to hinder his plan, until he began to feel blows on his back. They were the people who threw stones at him, and the creature from the pain of the blows could do nothing. Harry took advantage of stopping and getting out of there to come up with something that would beat the creature. So when he looked at the floor, he saw the ring. He put it on and made the creature burn to ashes, finally ridding the city of that villain. People applauded him in gratitude, so Harry decided to honor the power of no one recognized him, so they would know who he was. Some people helped him and took him to the hospital because he was still injured. Upon arrival, his co-workers congratulated him and were impressed by how brave he was in fighting the monster. In the hospital, they healed him and gave him rest. When he got home, Harry began to reflect on what had happened in his day, and he felt very satisfied that he had managed to save many lives. He decided to take off the ring and keep it in a box where no one could find it, in case he even had to use it again. The end.